Like this and another trip. She may be down there with Ruth in sick bay for 1,000 miles. But Ruth's come out and done the washing today. She's been pretty good. We saw her twice today.
Yeah.
And how has she enjoyed the trip, do you think?
She's, well, she would enjoy it more if she were feeling better. But unfortunately, hasn't yet broken. I think it will momentarily.
Well, I was going to propose another passage next year. How about we'll do 3,000 miles next time?
No more passage.
No more? What about one across to the Galapagos Islands?
Nope. We're home here.
We're home.
This is part of home.
Okay. The Lightship.
We're not going anywhere.
The Lightship, but you did say yesterday you might take her up to the Solomons.
Might do that. Might go across to Ambai.
That'd be
might
nice.
Go down to Pentecost.
You're in paradise. You can go anywhere you like.
We're home here in these islands, and everybody knows us.
Oh, good. Okay then, well, that's it for another day, and boy, that's a lovely looking pie. Listen here, I know you made the pie, it's not dessert time yet, okay?
Hey, what?
I saw you eating
Come on,
it.
Skipper.
You've deformed it, look.
Well, let's have a mutiny here.
Alright, this is evidence. See ya. Moved the boat out so the police boat can get out, and he's off to Port Vila. It's a very small world. One thing in this industry is you never get to see the other delivery skippers, very rarely, because you're always somewhere different. Now that little boat over there, when we just moved out, I said to Ben, I know that boat, and who is part of an Ocean Watch program from Pacific Yacht Deliveries. So even though it's only like dawn, I couldn't resist, because when am I ever going to see Chris? And the chances are he wasn't on the boat anyway, but I popped over there and this lovely girl popped her head up and I said, "Is Chris Bone the skipper on that boat?" She said, "Yes." And I said, "Oh." I said, "Tell him to get out of bed." And so that he did, and we had a nice chat about his environmental work that he's doing up here. And Eden Hope, I told him about that, and he'd heard about Eden Hope. And that out there is just the main part of the town around the corner there. It just started raining, so it's going to wreck this video a little bit, so we'll sign off. Here we have Ben. Now, it's been said that Ben could be a little bit headstrong, and that's probably not such a bad quality. I think he's probably not the only one. I probably am too. Now here's a very fine example though of sometimes you shouldn't give in to Ben, because my orders this morning were, Ben, you stay on the dock, and when the police boat goes you can get all those tyres out of the way. And Ben's answer was, "Oh no, Michael, I'm coming out to look at the forward sounding depth sounder and see if it works." And so, being the last day, and then I thought, well, I know that I should be stronger, Captain, and lash him to the mast and give him the cat. 20 lashes I think he needs. But I thought, no, I'm getting on the aeroplane soon. But the moral of this story is now Ben is having trouble with the tyres, and I'm sitting out here waiting. But he is getting wet. And other than this slightly headstrong problem he has, he's a very, very capable person on a boat. And good seaman, other than that, and he's a wonderful guy. I have no doubt about that. So none of us are perfect, and you'll never be bored hanging around with Ben. There he is there. Now also, just in the last few minutes the sun's come out, so as I'm waiting for our notorious first mate, there is a cruise ship ghosting into the harbour. It was due in at 6 o'clock this morning, as most cruise ships do. I don't know the name of it. It's quite an impressive pre-dawn sight. It's going into the main part of the town there. Well, that's the end. We're alongside the new home of the beautiful Lightship, and Ben's back on the boat. Now here's grotty. Show me your hands, Ben. Look at your arms, Ben. Your hands cut, bruised. Mate, I sat here watching you on that dock, doing a superhuman feat of removing those huge tyres. I didn't think you were going to do it. Now, Ben, what quality is it that you have that most people would have given up, mate? I'll tell you now. Most people would have said, "I cannot do this," but you were determined. Why?
The tires.
Yes, the tyres.
They were talking to me.
Were they?
Saying, no, leave me here. I have a place here. This is nice road. Don't cut me. I said, oh, cut you. Thanks for giving me the idea. So what did I do?
What did you do? Oh, Ben.
I could do numerous things.
With that knife, you cut those
I
huge...
could cut them with this one.
Oh,
I could cut them with that one.
you cut it with that? I can't believe it.
They were heavy. They were dirty. They were stinky. And they were in my way.
Oh.
And when I want to do something, you know! You know what's gonna happen!
What? What, Ben? Take it,
Fucking tires!
You moved him. Oh, you've got a very strong personality, my son.
Headstrong! See this nice board?
Yeah.
Who needs an extra cutting board? Boom! Snap it in two!
Ben, if you weren't headstrong, what would the side of this boat look like now against those black tyres?
You want to see?
No, I don't. No,
Yeah!
I don't.
It would look something like that!
Okay then. Well, thank you so much for your help. Other than looking the wrong way when you're on watch, having your little meditations at Sunday.
You want to bring that up again?
You've been the best crew person I've ever had.
Okay.
The best. The best first officer, first mate, and good mate, and cook, and everything that I've ever seen on a boat.
Spare captain.
And you weren't seasick.
We have all sorts of spares in this boat. There's a spare captain
You
here.
might have spare captains in the
There's
United
a spare captain
States.
here, spare captain here.
Brother, you might have spare captains in the United States, but that doesn't happen in the Southern Hemisphere, sorry. There are no such things. It's a first officer.
Oh, I think your taxi's here.
Okay then.
Okay, bye, Captain.
Thanks for your help. Bye.
Bye.
This is the last morning of our fantastic adventure on Lightship. We're in Luganville Harbour. This is the boondocks part of Luganville, I would imagine. We're tied up at the Maritime College. For once, I have stopped and smelt the roses after the end of a delivery. Had yesterday here, a bit of a tidy up of the boat, do a few things. Lovely dinner last night, Stephen and Ruth were wonderful. And then we come back by 9 o'clock, which is another rarity on a night like that. There's our Australian funded ex-Australian Federal Police boat. They've been wonderful. There's the Maritime College up here. I think New Zealand government might fund that, and there's lots of nice blokes up there, students. It's quite a big establishment actually. They're probably all of French Polynesian, for want of a better term, all of Melanesia. How about we use that? And here, this is such a good boat. Like, I'm very surprised at how good she was in rough seas. And she really did perform well. And I've been on some slapping catamarans before, and I thought it would be good to see how the 46 handles in the open ocean. And I was most impressed, and especially by her, whilst probably not quite as racy in the light winds as the new models, but she's a strong, very reliable yacht. And one of the features that the owner likes the best is the davits, because the dinghy and that up at Eden Hope is going to be a major factor in everything he does. And he's very impressed with that setup, which was actually one of the main reasons he chose this boat. He had 5 to choose from, various brands, and that was one of the things that got him over the line. I suppose it wouldn't matter too much if you weren't a great user of the tender, but this would be more of a work boat than anything, and the tender is very, very important, and thousands of dollars worth of equipment. And here's Ben, the G2 Global protester, who we had a big conversation last night.
What's up, brother?
And he actually showed me newspaper cuttings of him being arrested in the United States at outside a G2 conference in a protest, and he was nearly naked actually. And I did have to pop the question to him this morning, when was the last time he went to a multinational food chain and ate McDonald's, and I told him he had to give me a very honest answer, and that was last year. He went and had a cappuccino, fries, and used the free internet. So I think the long discussion we've had about globalisation and everything, whilst I'm a hippie myself, I'm afraid I'm not a hypocrite, because I do not go to McDonald's, and because I just wouldn't. So that's a very interesting concept. Okay, well, my next step is off to Port Vila to spend the day there and then go home to my beautiful wife and puppy. Missing them both.